Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. I am your teacher, Muhammad Zubair Shehbaz. But today's our topic is very much important. As far as from the examination point of view, as you know that our first short story that is called The Killer. Obviously it plays a very important role in the examination point of view, and obviously most of the questions are given from this topic in both groups, in morning group or in the evening group as well. What is The Killer? Killer is the one of the very important short stories among the Hemingway. Hemingway, as you know that, is a very prominent figure as far as American English short stories and the novels are concerned. He played a very important and vital role among the other short story writers and as well as a novelist. And in 1944, I hope so, sooner or later, he's one of the very important novel. The Old Man and the Sea has won the world's Nobel Prize as well. Obviously, this Nobel Prize played a very important role as far as his writings are concerned. But today we are not concerned about the novel. We are concerned about the killer. What is a killer? Killer is basically a short story that is based on the atmosphere that is very rude, very cruel, based on the vagabonds. Basically, this short story tells about us the atmosphere of the American society where people are not safe. The atmosphere is very rude. Vagabonds are wandering here and there, and especially as far as if a person dislikes the other person, whenever he wants, he may take their life. By killing them himself or him or them himself, or by through some professional killers, etc. This story is one of based on one of such kind of atmosphere as well. In The Killer, there is a very prominent and central character that we call the Ollie Anderson. Ollie Anderson is basically, once upon a time, he was a wrestler or a boxing boxer at one time, and he had won very good wrestling somewhere else in his past days. Due to that, the other component might felt his insult, and that is why he wanted to kill that person, mean the Ollie Anderson. And why he wanted to kill him, the condition is not told us, but still we are in confusion and as well as in suspense that what the writer wants to just like by the writer told us or described that why he wants to, why the other, especially the killers, wants to kill him. Especially from the critical point of view or analytical point of view, when we see this story, we see two things in this story. Number one, the suspense, that how the story goes further and proceeds further, and either the professional killers succeeds obviously to kill the Ollie Anderson or not, or number one, the suspense, and the second one is the horror, which not only the characters of the story feel, but as well as the reader himself feels that. Why? Because this is a good quality of the Hemingway, what he wants to inject in the story, the two things, the horror and as well as the suspense, obviously, and these two elements play a very important role as far as the story is concerned. And now we see that what is basically a story it is. The Killer obviously is based, obviously as we told, that based on the killing the person named Ollie Anderson. Two professional cutthroats, their name is Al and the second one is Max. Both are the professional cutthroats, and they kill anybody, any person, just for the sake of the money. When the story obviously opens, we find both of the cutthroats into the restaurant of the Henry's lunching room, mean the lunch room. Why? Because they knew, the both characters knew that Ollie Anderson comes usually here in the 5 a.m. especially 5 p.m. etc. in the evening. Obviously outside this evening getting dark, they wait Ollie Anderson from 5 to 7 o'clock approximately, 2 hours. But during their stay in the Henry's lunchroom, they very much misbehave with the staff of the restaurant. We have three another characters, I mean the three other characters as well. The George, who is a waiter, another the Nick, he is a waiter, and as well as the Sam, who is the cook, and Negro, he was a cook, and the staff, we are told in the story that the staff is consists of the three persons, George, Nick, and as well as the Sam. And then as far as their behavior with the staff was concerned, that was very rude. Why? Because Al tied them, both Nick and the cook, into the kitchen, and they put the towel into their mouths, and they were tied back to back, obviously. And on the other hand, Max talks with the George outside the kitchen, and he sits in front in shape of such kind of a place where there is a mirror behind the George, or the counter, from where he can very easily observe who is going and who is coming from behind him. And with that location, or with that idea, he can very easily judge the people's attitude and as well as their movements, especially as far as the peoples are concerned. But when it became the 7 o'clock approximately, then George tells him that your wanted person is not coming. Why? Because it's not his time. If he would have come, he must have came, obviously he would have came approximately 5:30 or 5:20, 5:30, etc. But as the time has passed too much, it is now approximately 7 o'clock, so that is why it is not confirmed that. Why? Because according to them, he usually stays approximately there for the dinner, approximately 30 minutes to 20 to 30 minutes, or 30 to 40 minutes, etc., no more than that. But as they were complete of the confident that Ollie Anderson is not coming here, so he tells the George tells the Max as well that your wanted that person is not coming here. So he says that better to wait for some time more, and if he doesn't come, doesn't matter. Although that person, the both Al and Max did not see Ollie Anderson before that, and he obviously the Max tells George that Ollie Anderson will see them first and the last time in their life, when at the time of their murder, or at the time of his murder. So it became very clear that up to the peak time, the 7 o'clock, the atmosphere of the restaurant becomes too much tense as well. On the other side, the reader also feels very sympathetical feelings with Ollie Anderson. Why? Because the reader obviously observes that if that person did not harm any person, then why he should be killed? Why? There is no reason to kill that person, but as it was the basic plan, this is the plan of the writer, this is the plot of the story, that through which the writer, the Hemingway, wants to create a especially suspense and as well as a horror there. And he on the one side and the other side, he also wants to tell the reader as well that what kind of a nature the people have. What kind of a nature? It means that if you will harm, obviously other will respond very bitterly and very quickly, might be based on some kind of a murder as well. Anyhow, when both Al and Max find that the Ollie Anderson did not come, so they obviously go back from the restaurant as well. But now another condition of obviously arrives here. The situation arrives here that how should the Ollie Anderson be informed? How? So to answer this question, George first goes into the kitchen, and as he entered the kitchen, or he enters the kitchen, he finds that both were Nick and as well as the cook were tied back to back, and towels were put into their mouth as well. So he rushedly obviously went to them, and he opened them, cut the just like he untied them, and then he says to the Nick that it is better to go to the Ollie Anderson's home, mean his place, flat, or where he lives there, and inform him that there are two persons who wants to kill him, and his life is not safe anymore. So he should make some precautionary measures to save his life as much as possible. So as outside there was a dark, obviously after the 7 o'clock, obviously it came gathered the dark. So Nick and him enters and tour with the help of some streets. He goes to the Henry's lunching house, or Mrs. Harris's house. Mrs. Harris's is basically a housing scheme, basically based on some kind of a rental flats as well. A lady opens the door. Nick informs her that Ollie Anderson lives here, or he is in. She says that he is in his room. Obviously, with her permission, he goes to his flat or his room, and he knocks the door. And from inside, there is a call that come in. Who is here? Nick opens the door and he enters. As he enters into the Ollie Anderson's room, he finds him that the old man was lying on his bed. Although he was in his clothes, obviously might be he had some plan to go outside, but due to any reason, he changed his mind, and he lay down on his bed. But Nick Adam informs him that the person who wants to kill him, and they came to the restaurant and they waited for him. And in spite of all the situation that situation that is given by the Nick Adam to the Ollie Anderson, Ollie Anderson does not take it very seriously or surprisingly. Why? Because as the information is given to him, Ollie Anderson sees the roof and as well as the walls. His eyes were rolling from from the right side, then left side. It means that he was not serious in his information about that. Anyhow, he thanks the Nick who came to inform him about all the situation. But the writer does not finish the story here. It does not conclude here. He left the conclusion on the reader. Now the situation is here. Situation is this. What should think? What should be done? Either Ollie Anderson should go outside, or he should lay in his room and take the life it as easy. Why? Because on the other hand, Ollie Anderson's attitude, his manners, and as well as his position is quite clear that he has fed up from his life. It means that he also knew that his life is in danger, and as well he is very much in sophisticated condition. Although his life is very much in problem, but still now he is fed up. He is ready to face his death, his fate, and as well as his murder as well. So the story ends in some confusion that what should be the proper result of this short story. I do hope that you must understood this. Obviously you will have understand this story at now. If you have still any kind of a question, query, you can send me. And I obviously must say that if you like my lecture as well, please like it and subscribe my channel for further informative videos as well as your course is concerned. From here, obviously say to you goodbye and take your care, obviously, and inshallah we will meet in our next lecture as well. Thank you very much.